Hey Rose, it's Wednesday, November 20th. For those worrying about Rose, she has defeated the tonsillitis like a boss. She went back to work yesterday and is feeling much better, so thanks for all the wishes and support. Today I want to talk about something I'm quite fond of. I personally believe that we can accomplish anything if the need is high enough and we work together. I especially like hearing about the huge things that we can accomplish when we set our minds to it. So I'm going to give you a brief summary of 6 awesome near-future engineering marvels that we could see in the next 10 to 20 years. Number 1, the construction of a dome over a city. This idea is being proposed for Houston, Texas, but could benefit many coastal cities around the world. The idea is that as the chemical composition of our atmosphere changes, storm systems become larger and more unpredictable. Large cities like Houston are starting to see storms of epic proportions that they simply were not designed to withstand. The idea of a megadome could help protect the inner city and its people from damage. Next, the Bering Strait tunnel. The plan is in the works now to create an underwater tunnel connecting Alaska to Siberia through the Bering Strait. At about 60 miles, this would become the world's longest transportation tunnel. The benefits of this would be uncountable. North and South America receive most of their imports from giant cargo ships transporting goods across the Pacific Ocean. This is an extremely costly way of shipping, and it drives the prices of these goods way up. With this tunnel, we could have a railway that connected the Americas to Asia, cutting the shipping costs by just a fraction of what they were before. This would also be great for the environment, as shipping things by boat uses millions of gallons of fuel per trip. Number 3, a floating city. This has been proposed for New Orleans. The idea being that there are many cities who have a history of being flooded by stormwater. If these cities happen to float on top of the water, then changes in water level would be far less damaging. In order to maximize the effect of surface area on buoyancy while keeping the city flexible enough to move with the ocean, the idea would be to create a series of giant, probably hexagonal sections. These sections by themselves would be large enough to be able to build buildings or houses on, but put enough of these sections together and you could begin to form an entire floating city. With enough sustainable energy, the city might even be able to sever its connection with land, giving it the ability to simply move out of the way of an oncoming storm. Number 4, and one of my personal favorites, PRTs, or Personal Rapid Transit. The idea here is to end traffic and the high death tolls associated with driving by simply making the cars drive themselves. We could create a whole fleet of self-driving cars that could sense the road around them and relay that information to other vehicles. This, in tandem with a centralized computer system, could revolutionize the way that we move around cities. Imagine the benefits. For instance, there would be no more traffic. Traffic is just the cause of human slow reaction time. These self-driving vehicles could all travel quickly and at the same speed, meaning there would be no more stop-and-go action. Also, imagine all the free time you could get back. The average commute in a city in America is about an hour to and from work. That's 2 hours a day that you're just sitting wasting in a car. The largest benefit by far, however, would be the number of lives saved. In the United States alone, over 30,000 people are killed in car accidents each year, and 95% of those accidents are caused by user error. Just imagine if none of those accidents happened. I love this idea so much that I'm planning on making a video entirely dedicated to this soon, so keep an eye out for that. Number 5, an underground city. A big problem with major cities recently is that there is simply just no more room. The city becomes too congested and surrounding suburbs often make expanding the city outward impossible. So when you can't build out, build down. The idea is essentially to make a giant skyscraper, except instead of up, you build it down deep into the ground. This way you could eliminate the massive flow of people trying to move in and out of the city each day by simply making more people able to live and work in the city together. Following this same idea is number 6, the mega skyscraper. Now, we all know the benefits of a tall building, but these mile-high cities, if you will, take the idea to a whole new level. We aren't just talking about a really tall building here, but rather a superstructure, over a mile tall. Current skyscrapers offer us rooms and floors high above the ground. But imagine a level of this superstructure so high and so big that you could actually build houses on one of its floors. You could even have an entire farm on one of the floors, increasing the self-sustaining nature of these towers for the people who live and work on them. We as humans have made some amazing breakthroughs in the last few decades when it comes to architecture and design. The types of buildings and systems that we're going to start seeing in our own lifetimes is awesome. I am so excited. Rose, that is all for now. We will see you on Friday.